I've been sitting here wrestling with the idea of whether or not I was going to make another video before today expires in an hour, and I go to bed within shortly after that time period. When I started thinking about the Jonathan Martinez law that I proposed on change.org and acquired several signatures for, and why I had stopped just bothering with even trying to get the word out about it. And that was because I realized that the reason shootings of this nature continue to happen, whether it be at a school, or just random acts of terror that happen to penetrate our society on a now almost daily basis, with the thing that happened in Paris today, or which I'll make a video on tomorrow. But my point is, it's so recurring and frequent, but also sporadic and not all that scathing to society. We're so used to it at this point that we kind of shut ourselves off from thinking about it until another one happens. And by the time that next one has happened, it could be a day later, we've lost our outrage over the one from before. So, one of the reasons I decided against continuing with that has to do with the fact that people's attention spans are not going to be so durable when it comes to that victim who I'm naming the law after, that 8-year-old boy. That it just didn't matter, in my view, to keep trying to press on. And the other part is that I truly believe that that thing could get a million signatures and it still would be ineffective. And part of the reason for that, and it's so irritating because it reminds me of my partial fondness for TYT. Why would a politician who is not affected by this in any way decide to give up what I'm sure is thousands and thousands of dollars for each member of Congress that is supported by gun lobbyers and anyone in the gun business? Why would they give up this cash to go help out people that, are not going to either vote for them, or if they do, so what? They probably would have won the election anyway. You know, this goes back to corruption within our government, the fact that you can buy off people and change laws with a bunch of paper. And it's sad for me to admit, but that's really the case in my view of why things have stayed the same. Because you have to ask yourself, we had the Orlando shooting now 10 months ago, and that had to do with 49 people getting murdered. And that was a bigger number than any of these other shootings. And when that happened, some of us were thinking, "Oh man, it's such a massacre. Surely something will be done," and nothing got done. You had the Virginia Tech shooting 9 years before that. It just recently had its 10th anniversary. That saw about 30 something people die. Oh, and that was the biggest before Orlando. Surely something will happen then. Nope. So understand, this goes back, and we can't just blame it on one incident as, being the reason why we're so bothered by this. But one millionaire can be the reason why so many of us are bothered by a gunman who acquired a firearm as a means of no law preventing him from doing so. And I've really taken a kind of mixed view of gun control, because I don't think gun control should function in the way of, oh, we're going to ban your guns or any of that. I think we'd be better off trying to boost our security. So instead of taking away the aggressor's weapon, because criminals are going to get these anyway, you instead, I don't know, invent some type of material that people can put around them that when these guns are fired at them does not end their life. They have those little, what do you call it? The vest that the officers wear frequently when they're having their raids and other times when they're on the job. Why not make that a readily available item so that when people go around places, they can just stitch themselves up in this stuff and not be as worried about meeting their end. That might sound extreme and ridiculous, but I will go to any length to secure the safety of those around me. It's a little thing I call patriotism, and I'd hope that my congressmen would do the same, but unfortunately they won't because, well, that you got to get that green, no matter how many bodies pile up on your conscience.